You've seen the clips. Andrew Tate versus Bonnie Blue. It's everywhere. Tate's the most hated man in feminist circles and the one saying what most men are too scared to admit. The full podcast? Watch it later. Right now, I'm breaking down the raw, uncomfortable truths from that interview. Let's get into it.
End result of feminism. That's destructive.
By the time you finish calling me a whore, I'm going to leave this chair with a wet patch.
Rob, the world's bring the asteroid.
Do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years.
So sleeping with 1,057 men in a day.
It's good work ethic.
We live in clown world, and I just enjoy the circus.
Sex workers help reduce rape rates by over 30%.
Do you think Andrew Tate is guilty of the charges against him?
There's no way out for you.
You're so trapped in the matrix.
You're judging me, Andrew.
Feminism is a bullet that a man has shot.
Do you send your son to Bonnie?
Andrew, I do father and son as well. Brother and brother?
It's all disgusting to me.
I heard they call you Cobra Tate. Are you packing a python?
Bonnie.
I would have killed it to survive.
The entire Western world is women f***ing for money.
Imagine how powerful our baby would be.
Survivor DNA.
So who's tighter, your wife or me?
Next question, huh?
Let me answer then.
What's happening with Lily? You got Hobie.
Well, I'll tell you the full story.
Cool. Would I Bonnie for all the power in the world?
Yeah. Andrew, what do you think of Bonnie Blue sleeping with 1,057 men?
That's Bonnie Blue, an OnlyFans star who went viral for sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours. Yep, feminism's really winning. My body, my choice now means breaking records in public depravity, and then bragging about it like she just cured cancer. Unethical behavior gets celebrated. Where did shame go? Probably ghosted us too.
So do you think you're a good role model for women?
I'm a clear example of what women have fought for years. Of
what?
Taking control of your body.
Correct.
Being independent. I earn my own money. I don't rely on a guy. I'm
Girl
paid
power.
Exactly. I'm paid more than other
100%.
guys.
100%.
Do you think...
She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years. Absolutely correct.
And now they've
I'm not
got
going to
it,
sit
they're
here and
crying.
lecture you about God. I'm not going to sit here and tell... No, that's all bullshit. She is a clear example of what women have been fighting for years.
Yeah.
Women believe that they can do whatever they want.
Feminism told women to be bosses, not mothers. Marriage, oppression. Motherhood, slavery. And now, they're out here breaking records in depravity, then crying in their 40s with a master's degree, frozen eggs, and a purse full of antidepressants. All that for this is what modern women are fighting for? They traded family for followers and call it evolution.
Then the Nazi soldiers turn up to Paris. Nazi soldiers have money. Average French man, he either lost in war, lost a leg, and has no money. He's a brokey. The Nazi guy, he's got money. He's got the German Deutschmark. He's got a nice uniform. He's a winner. All the French women were fucking the Nazis. They killed their husband. They're fucking the next guy a year later. Why? Because he can provide, he can protect. They give him status. They get to go out and party. They all had their heads shaved afterwards once the Americans kicked the Germans out of France.
I would have been bold straight away.
Well, there you go. This is what women do. Women say, okay, let me look at the world. I'm not as strong as a man. I'm not as determined as a man. I'm not as intelligent as a man. I can't do any of these things men can do. What's the one differentiator I have? Pussy. So let me turn my pussy into what I want.
Survival instinct, sure. In war times, women did what they had to do to survive. But today, with more opportunity than ever, what do modern women do? They sell their bodies not for survival, but for Birkin bags, yacht parties, Instagram likes, and overpriced vacations. And the kicker, after all that, they still expect some man to show up and wife them up. That's no survival. That's delusion in designer heels.
So Bonnie's a hoe?
I don't want to insult Bonnie Blue.
You can't insult me.
I mean, you called her a hoe when I last talked to you.
No, I said she was a whore. And
I said, what's the difference between a hoe and a whore?
Well, there is a big difference because whores get paid. And whores are actually a much higher social standing than a hoe. Because hoes are fucking dumb and they're doing it for free.
Yeah.
Whores make money. So I think she's
I didn't
a whore.
know that difference.
Well, now you do.
Now I do.
I always say people can call me a prostitute, slut, slag, whore, whatever. I don't care. Like, you just can't insult me. Like, I own it. Whatever word you want to call me, whether you
But
say
it's not even insulting. It's just a factual description.
Yeah.
It's a factual description.
If anything, it turns me on.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
By the time you finish calling me a whore, I'm going to leave this chair with a wet patch.
Well, there you go. That's why she's so good at her job.
If you've watched this far, you already know this message matters. So go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm push this truth to the right people and keeps me dropping videos they don't want you to see.
Woman that he's ever had and pay a far higher price. Our grandfathers got a woman, he didn't have to be rich. He didn't have to even be famous. He didn't have to be successful. He just had to be a man and do the most basic things. And she loved him and he loved her and they had a happy relationship. Our grandfathers got a woman for fuck all. Now, to get a woman who cares about you, you need to be one of the most famous, rich, well-known, drive a Lambo, this, X, Y, Z. The average man's fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
And the role of men in all of this is completely forgotten because nobody gives a shit about men. We're hypersexualizing women. And let's be honest, Bonnie is smart enough to monetize her own content. But most women who are promiscuous are not smart enough to monetize.
But isn't Bonnie part of the problem then?
Bonnie is a symptom of society. I don't want to say of the disease of society. I could, but she's a symptom. She's the end result of the society we have built, which is why it's hypocritical.
Which you think is
I
degrading.
mean, I'm living the best I can in the world that's already been built. I don't give a shit about changing the world. The
She's
world
not here
has
to
given
change
me the opportunity to do what I do and monetize from it. I'm going to do that.
But
don't see
you
me-
said you thought you were a positive role
No,
model
but
to men.
Rob.
Well, I am positive because you think of the day I fucked 1,000 men. If you was a rapist, would you go and find someone else? No, I've shared my location. Come and fuck me. Like, I'm reducing rape rates because when you have sex workers that are available and guys want to have sex, they want to breed, they want to fuck. And if they can't find a girlfriend or they can't afford to pay for one, because prostitutes nowadays can be expensive, I'm saying, hey, I'm doing it for free. Just come fuck me. Take it out on me because I consent to that. So I'm not promoting, people say I promote rape culture and stuff. I'm not. I'm saying, hey, I enjoy it. I get wet. I get turned on. I wank over my videos. Come and fuck me. Save yourself paying a lawyer. Like, I'm actually doing people work. Bet that day, if you was a rapist, not that I'm obviously promoting it, but it's like, okay, well, actually, I'll just go and fuck Bonnie. She's there. It's easy work. She's already shared a location.
What she just said to you, does that shock you?
Feminism empowered women to own their bodies, but somehow that ownership turned into monetizing every inch of it. First wave feminism was about rights, voting, education, workplace inclusion. Second wave feminism was about liberation, sexual freedom, bodily autonomy, reproductive rights. But what started as freedom to choose became freedom to exploit. Now, we're in the OnlyFans era, where empowerment looks like twerking for tips and confidence is measured in likes on a thong pic. Feminism said, don't objectify me, then turned around and said, unless I'm doing it to myself for cash, then it's empowerment. What a time to be alive, huh?
See you, right?
Yeah.
But happy wife, happy life is true. And the reason it's true is because if the wife is unhappy, everyone's miserable because she'll make sure of it. But if the man's unhappy, everyone else can be happy. He'll suffer. He'll sit with no sex. He'll go to work every day.
Yeah.
He won't see his friends. He'll be miserable. He'll be depressed. He'll still pay the bills. He'll still pay the taxes. And everyone else gets to be happy. Men are good at suffering. Women are spiteful sufferers. And for that reason, they struggle to do anything. They struggle to suffer themselves for any greater good. Men have always died for a greater good. Men have always said, this is bad for me, but it's good for society. Bonnie just quite correctly, quite pertinently highlighted the fact that she believes in living her life the best way that she wants to live so she is happy. And I agree with you. That's what you should do. That's fine. Because you're a woman. That's how women think. Women don't think I shouldn't do this because I care about society by and large. Women don't think that way. And once you understand that logic, you can extrapolate that out to the fact that women shouldn't be in charge of a country ever. Because women are not prepared to take a bullet for a country, ever.
I mean, I guess I contradict myself a little bit because I help society out a lot. And I do that because do you see how many dicks I drain? How many balls I've been emptied out on my face? How many cream pies I've taken and scooped it out?
And how does that help society?
Men fight wars, clean sewers, build skyscrapers, and die in silence. No parades, no gratitude, just lectures about privilege from people who've never risked anything. You think toxic masculinity builds your freedom? No. Masculinity bled for it.
The idea of having a bunch of men fuck a woman that you're with is pretty repulsive.
But everyone has a past.
But see, this is the kind of shit white people say. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Everyone has a past. That's not acceptable. In fact, let's analyze that. Everyone has a past. You're right. Everyone does have a past. It's true. But isn't the primary objective of a man to find a woman with as little past as possible? Would you argue that's one of the precursors to finding a wife? Considering that wives were supposed to be virgins. This was the deal.
Men are hardwired to pursue, protect, and provide. But what's left to pursue when everything's been put on display, priced out, and performed for strangers online? Bonnie sleeps with 1,057 men in 12 hours and calls it empowerment. A man does that and gets called a creep. Equality? Nah. That's performance art dressed up as feminism. After selling their bodies for clout and cash, women like this expect a husband to clean up the wreckage. They treat marriage like the retirement plan after a decade of chaos. Men are waking up to this trap and walking away. You want to be treated like a queen? Don't act like a content creator in a sex circus. Bonnie-style feminism erased feminine dignity. It replaced grace with grind sets and shame with spotlights. Body count matters, no matter what. Men aren't stupid. They know shared values and stability don't come from women who've turned their bodies into public property. You can't preach loyalty with a past that reads like a nightclub guest list. Women like Bonnie Blue are the loudest examples of why modern men are saying, no thanks, I'll focus on myself, my money, and my peace. And honestly, who can blame them?
There's nothing more toxic and more destructive to the female mind than social media in general, not because of what Bonnie's doing. Actually, I would argue not because of what Bonnie's doing. I would argue if you look at a woman on TikTok and watch them, next time you see a girl on TikTok, I've seen them do it. They scroll past a guy giving her a Birkin, then a girl on a private jet with some guy with roses, then a G-Wagon full of roses, then a boat in Dubai. And why are these bitches getting all of this and I'm not getting it? That woman's not even that pretty. I'm as pretty as her. I want all of this. And before you know it, she starts DMing me trying to get it. That's what happens. So the world's completely fucked because social media is giving this grass is always greener garbage. And then the women who are with me are crying because they can't find a man who sits at home with them every night and watches Netflix. And the women who have a man who sits at home with them every night watching Netflix is crying because they can't find a man like me to pay for their fucking private jet. And everyone's fucking miserable and everyone's unhappy. And everyone's just chasing shit all over the place and nobody has any grounding anymore. The woman you fell in love with in high school, she's in Monaco on a boat. You're working in fucking Greg's. And you're like, what the fuck? I need money now. Like the world's changed. Everything's complicated. Everything's difficult. So I would argue, even though I don't have the answers, the best thing we can do is start from a foundational base of truth and honesty, which is why I say I respect Bonnie for being truthful and honest. It's much better to be truthful and honest like she is than do what these other women are doing, which is pretend they love me to get some money and then cry rape when they don't get it. That's the true destructive society. The truly destructive female is not Bonnie Blue. It's the woman who cries rape because she doesn't get the money she wants. It's the woman who takes a man to divorce court and liquidates his empire because she's unhappy that he had a fling on a fucking holiday trip with his boys. Those are the toxic, destructive women. It's the women who belittle the man who goes to work every day to pay the rent, to pay for the house, and won't suck his dick, like Bonnie describes. When you want to have a man go out and work all day every day and give up his life, getting up early in the morning to carry bins around so that you can eat food, and when he comes home, you have no admiration or respect for him. That's destructive. Far more destructive than what Bonnie's doing. Because Bonnie's honest. And we should operate from a realm and a frame of honesty at all times. And that's why society's fucked.
Feminism gave women a voice, but some use it to silence men. What started as empowerment became emasculation, and that is toxic. If Tate said half of what Bonnie did, he'd be cancelled on the spot. But her, applause. Men get called aggressive for defending themselves. Women get called strong for humiliating them. Equality? Nah, just a stage act with two scripts. Toxic femininity hides in plain sight. You hear it all the time. The future is female. But here's the truth. Women didn't build the systems they're now trying to lead. It was men who laid the bricks, died in the wars, created the inventions, built the infrastructure. That's not misogyny, it's history. Women can influence the world, but they don't shape it without male structure. When they try to replace men, systems fail. Look around. Modern women have been sold a dream by the femosphere. Have it all, give nothing, and still be worshipped. But when reality hits, they blame men for being men. Bonnie says she doesn't need a man while sitting in a building constructed by one, protected by laws enforced by others, powered by electricity maintained by men working through the night. Independence is an illusion built on male sacrifice, and when it all breaks down, she won't call a committee, she'll call a man. The world women enjoy was built by the men they shame.
Once again, who am I to tell society how to be? Because every single time I do, men try and put me in jail. You know, the enemy of the world are not women or whores or the good girls or the bad girls, anything. The enemy of the world are the simps. It's simps that did all this shit. It's simpy-ass men who listened to women's opinions who did all of this crap. And here we are. Simps did it. Simps are the most dangerous men on the fucking planet. Simps are going to sit there and, like what I said earlier, if I message one of the guys who's marrying one of my exes now, he's going to simp over her, tell her how much he loves her, and pretend I'm the bad guy. For doing what? Sleeping with his wife when she wanted it? Simps are the enemy of the society, and simps have built all of this shit.
And a lot of them simps, I guess, are going to sleep with Bonnie, aren't they?
Well, they're all in love with her, and I don't blame them, because they're fucking losers.
Tate has a way of cooking, and respectfully so. Right, here's the problem with simps. They reward dysfunction. When a woman brags about sleeping with 1,057 men and men still chase her, that's not sexual liberation, it's cultural decay. Simps make bad decisions profitable. They fuel the OnlyFans economy. They turn red flags into trends. And when real men speak up, they get drowned out by thirsty beta backup dancers.
Retribution. I love, you know when you see a man play with fire, then he gets burnt? And you're like, shouldn't have been playing with fire. I love it. We said women, let them do whatever they want. I was sitting there years ago saying, no, guys, no. We need to have children. I tried my best. They tried to put me in jail. Did women try and put me in jail? Well, yes, but who really tried to put me in jail? Men. Men tried to put me in jail. It's a male judge, male police officers dragging me in and out the cell, men locking me in the room, men defending these women who lie. Men want me in jail for trying to protect society. But this is the world they wanted. I hope we have more Bonnie Blues. I hope every woman just fucks everything, and I hope all of society burns. I've given up.
Yeah.
This is what they wanted, so let's give them what they wanted.
Tate says he's done trying to save the world, and I agree with him. Every time he speaks out about the Matrix, feminism, the fall of values, he gets hit with another legal charge. So now he says let them be. Let every woman do what she wants, be a Bonnie Blue, chase clout, sell shame. If truth is punished and depravity is praised, then society hasn't just failed, it's flipped upside down.
But no, you're right, this is the world we live in now. And it's very difficult and hard to be a man now. And that's why most men are actually just checking out and giving up on women by and large.
Maybe
you see a lot of men, do you think it's hard being a man?
Yeah, for sure. They get so much stick and women are so protected now. And I'm not saying that's for everything. Like, there is loads of women crime. There is loads of women being murdered. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. But men's mental health is fucked. Women do nothing to it to help it. And then women are the ones that talk about everyone should be happy and positive. It's women that sit there on their couches with their 2 kids in a council house making TikToks and videos. Instead of thinking, right, I'm going to better myself. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go and get a job so I can help be independent. They don't care. They just do fuck all of their life. And men have to work so hard. So yeah, I want to pleasure them. Yes, I want to make them feel happy. Couldn't give a shit if their wife's having to go to bed crying because I've just fucked their husband.
Men are checking out. Tired, fed up, done with the game. But Bonnie, she claims she's helping men's mental health by letting over 1,000 of them sleep with her for free. Is that compassion or just ego in disguise? The irony? She thinks she's loved, but men don't love her. They use her. This isn't therapy. It's tragedy wearing lipstick. She's not healing men. She's numbing them. Guys, there you have it. I've said my piece. But if you want the full ride, go check out the original podcast. Trust me, it's a roller coaster of modern delusion, ego clashes, and raw truth. Don't just watch it, study it. Masculinity isn't toxic. Being silent while the world burns is.